Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Baddie Overwatch League Season 5, Week 1. We are about to bring you our second game of our opening week here. We've got, on the blue side, 3 Dans, 1 Cup, going up against the red side. All dabs, no blab. I'm AJS0, and I'm going to be joined here in a moment by Hook Resets, but I think I'm joined in the immediate moments by 30.
Hello.
You guys may have heard him before. Actually has casted Overwatch once or twice.
Yeah, a couple times. Definitely a lot more fun, at least as of late, because it's a game I'm very passionate about.
Yeah, same here. I know it is, and it's a game where I'm actively involved in what the game looks like tactically. And after 3 months of casting League of Legends, all I could find myself thinking was, man, I want to do commentary on the game I actually know at a high level again. So I'm super pumped to be here. And just as we're getting set here, we've got Hook Resets coming off a huge match. Cal, how are you feeling?
Oh, I am very happy about that. Went well. I'm excited to cast. It's been so long.
It has been a really long offseason. I know I keep saying that on every different part of the stream I've been on, but it was really a long offseason handling this around the SBL, which, as you may have heard, is done. There are no more Swain Baddie leagues being run in League of Legends, which means Overwatch can kind of be run on its own schedule now with everything else that we run around it. So we're really excited to be able to get some more optimal times. Not as long of an offseason anymore, but I'm granted about that enough. We've got this game, 3 Hands 1 Cup, on the defense here, going up against All Dabs, No Blab, that look like they're going to be running kind of a hodgepodge heroes there. They're going for some Symmetra shit if they hold this.
Well, right now, I don't think the Symmetra's on defense. I think Senpai is just probably just holding the pick, probably trolling us. But we do see that the Hanzo coming out from Heron, traditionally known as an only Pharah player early.
Yeah,
and Senpai will stick on it. Oh, never mind.
Oh, they did. They did the teleporter to get somebody up high, maybe.
I think he teleported to get Tracer actually up high, maybe.
Alright, so Dirty Dan, you're going to be challenging Senpai out of the air. Big task for the rookie here, as 3D1C are kind of trying to hold up on big girls. Dan under a lot of pressure as Free Feet is kind of making his way up behind. And here the dive begins. Free Feet just standing there, picks out Zeticus already.
Ooh. But a nice trade, Heron able to kill him. Oh, that sleep was huge.
Oh,
Dano.
nice. Heron putting out big deep. He's taking out the superstars, saying, hey guys, I'm good at DPS too. And now 3 Hands 1 Cup are going forward. This tank line is collapsing. Heron's going down, but this is maybe a chance for the 3 to re-engage out of All Dabs, No Blab. The deep is going very deep here. But there is good heals coming out of 3 Hands 1 Cup. But they are giving up a lot of ground. This card is not stopping in a while. He's going deep, gets the charge, but he does not find the kill. He dies in the process. But he maybe set up the pressures. Now Free Feet is picking things apart. This card still has not stopped moving. It will eventually have to be challenged, but I think this was a big tactical misplay out of 3 Dance 1 Cup. They were losing the fight and they never committed. Now Heron, very deep, gonna have to get killed for a reset. He's gonna actually do 2 picks, but it's still gonna be a loss as those picks are gonna be close to their spawn.
Yeah, probably pretty unworth it. Unless he could have gotten out, that would have been huge, but still would have gotten a res. I mean, he's gonna increase our spawn. They're not even like contesting the high ground right now, so
my ultimate is charging.
Yeah, it was a really awkward first fight out of 3 Downs 1 Cup. It feels like they gave up the entire first point and they only lost 1 fight because of how they were staggering their reset. But we'll see what they can get things set here on point 2. Heron looking very good on this Hanzo. Is him and Josh Tanko are putting some pressure onto this high ground, but they have lost the Senpai. Freaky doesn't hit anybody with that ult. Now here we go, Soldier ult in the back. It finds one. It's a Mighty Wolf really wants to find this res. Can he get it? Oh yeah. He waits that one out. It's Freaky all over the back line here. This card still not moving a big hammer out of your head drive. Going charging forward. And 3 Hands 1 Cup is with the blender into the cup. Senpai finishes things off. And that should be second point. This is another point that 3D1C essentially only lost 1 fight and lost the point.
And he hardly even lost that fight. Dirty Dan and Dano trying to combine ultis to do the nano visor, and it just didn't get them anything. They got like 1 kill that ended up getting rezzed, and they got Diva Mech.
Get over here.
Definitely not worth it for 2 massive in reality game-changing ults.
Yeah, and now we have a long hallway with 5 long minutes for 3-1 cup to hold it. They do get this early pick on the Senpai though. And here we go, the early Dragon trying to snuff things out, but there's really no follow-up out of that. Heron's trying to push this by himself, but Spagooter is taking this chance to push forward. There we go, Freaky comes in, gets the stick. He dies for it, but that might be worth.
Yeah, want to see it. If they can do anything off of that. Josh does have his ulti, look at that, and he pushes it forward.
Diva King chucking his ult, Josh Danko not gonna find anybody, Spagooter not gonna find anybody. The pressure is still coming from all dabs, no blab. They are doing so big, they are pushing forward. This cart has not stopped moving since the opening seconds of this game. And now Josh Danko trying to contest solo, he's cleared off some high ground. But we do have a Pharah Tracer coming in, and they do get the steam back onto Josh Danko. This is going to be a really difficult contest here. I don't think the 3-1 cup are going to get everyone out. Dano down, Tracer and Dan are on the couch. We do have all great strands comes out of Taco.
This fight is still going.
Like the closing bonus here. Pendry doesn't need the shatter because he's got the charge, and now it is just Josh. Right here, he's getting Nano, him and Dano. The heroes last season in their team's games, can they do it again? I'm thinking not, as there they go, both down. And a dirty Dan on the card for a second. It's close to the still a huge man advantage for all dabs, no blab. And they are definitely all dabs after that first game.
Justice.
First round, I should say.
Yep, as much as Heron really did on the early points, getting picks and everything, Free and Senpai still looked really, really good. Especially closing fights. They couldn't close the fights. Blabs, no dabs, or no blabs, actually. How do you freaking say that, Naaman?
All dabs, no blab.
All dabs, no blabs. They definitely managed to finish the fights, and that was what was important. Mercy got a lot of key rises that she probably wasn't supposed to get. They need to look out for that a little bit better. And we're gonna have to see if they can get the same all the way to the third point. And with 3 minutes and 33 seconds, I think the attack looked very good.
Yeah, and another maybe points I hadn't thought of until just now for the all dabs side of this team. They are playing with Spagooter, who obviously was not on Blabby's dabs, but he is on Daddy's dabs, the LAN team that we brought into the league that made most of Blabby's dabs up. Spagooter had a pretty rough season last split, but he's playing with some of his LAN teammates. Maybe they know how to utilize him a bit better, as he looked pretty solid, capitalizing on that team, just playing forward the whole map.
Yeah, for sure.
So looking at the defense here, we've got a bit of a flop coming. Freefy over to Junkrat, Senpai playing some Hanzo.
Freefy's Junkrat was something of legend last season. We'll have to see if he's improved or anything from it. He was already good, and it's nerve-wracking. Senpai's Hanzo, I don't think he played it much last season, but it's became a lot better with the introduction of Storm Arrow, so...
Yeah, and on the other side, we do have Heron busting out that big Pharah that we've been waiting for. He's got Zed to pocket him, Josh Danko onto the Zarya for the first time of the night. Pretty big changes all around from 3-1 Cup, so we'll see what they can do with this death volley kind of comp, as Senpai and Freefy are already playing pretty far forward, laying down the pressure. Heron's going high, looking for some damage here. And actually,
Senpai's being caught out.
in a lot of threat. I don't know. Barely. No, he does not hit with another big pick. Heron is playing so well so far, and this is the chance 3-1C needed.
Yeah, he's trying to prove he can be a primary DPS, and he's showing up right now.
Yeah,
another pick.
Both of the healers by himself, by the way. Cut's still moving, even the knife so far. This knife just sneaks out shots, kind of dueling Freaky over here to the side, who's maybe the last of the dabs remaining, and he's going to be hard staggered here, as he's got a few members coming back, but Heron intelligently pushing forward right now.
Yeah, trying to stop their tanks from getting the contest, and he's gonna come now and charge forward, but just die.
Yeah, they wanted to contest, but they were never going to get 6 there, and it was probably a waste. Heron, though, gonna long spawn everyone. He is playing out of his mind in this first game.
Enemy seen.
And now he is going to try to establish the high grounds.
Something you gotta watch out for right now Josh Denko on the Zarya. He's getting a lot of charge from this Junkrat, and him and Heron are working really well together to get bubbles on them and keep them alive in scenarios like on that ulti. It's
Now
interesting.
Dano doing the heavy lifting, pushing this cart while his team pushes forward.
Yep. And it generally works. They got the positioning now. It's going to be a lot harder for the no labs to get forward.
There's a first pick, but Reefy with a nice tire. This could finally give the defense a chance to establish here. That was the big Pharmacy taken out. Now your Pendrive charging forward, going for the hammer, gets the kill on the one, the knock on the other, and I think the 3 Dance 1 Cup. Sorry, all taps, no blab. Sorry, folks, it's week 1. All dabs, no blab with a nice team fight, and they finally stopped this card.
My ultimate is charging.
Yeah, it's a really good combo out of them. Your Pendrive getting forward, it looked a little bit poor to me. I thought that he could get exposed, but he got the charge onto the enemy Reinhardt, so it worked out.
You're covered.
So let's see what do 3 Dance 1 Cup do on a re-entry here. The answer so far looks like get hit by a lot of junk tires, but nothing's really sticking yet. And there we go, a DPS trade. Mara for Widowmaker.
And the Mercy get up there. Looks like
He's gotta know the super jump, and he may not. So this is turning into a kind of a tough fight for 3 Dance 1 Cup. And here we go, a nice crash on the top. They're gonna be immediately tranced.
But still losing Freaky in the process. Dano with some nice shots on him.
Yeah, oh, a nice hammer out of Cruz that there. That's how much. Close enough to follow, but maybe doesn't matter. Heron is there. Win time with the Rocket Barrage, and 3 Dance 1 Cup takes another time.
Yeah, and you might have seen Heron from last season getting play of the game every time. He's showing why he did. He's capitalizing so well. Senpai switched to Widow and he couldn't hit him.
Yeah, and he's playing I think so much better than he was in most of his games last season, where he was having 1 or 2 big ults a game, but I mean, he's literally been huge in every single fight so far.
Yeah, and even trading with Senpai isn't the worst thing for him, getting that Widowmaker out.
Yeah, if your worst fight is a trade 1-for-1, you're playing well.
Yeah, he does
is
get
getting
picked
a
up.
little aggro there. I think Zed wants the res, but Zed realizes he's off in no man's land, gets the hell out. At least the cart is still moving. We'll see all dabs, no blab, stop things here. Senpai is down, so it's 5 vs 5, well, that's going to be immediately res. Cruz is down, this is looking good for the dabs. They're starting to push this one forward. They found Zed, they found Dano, there's no heals. It looks like 3 Dance going to be pushed back to their base.
Josh wants to survive, but he cannot. He had that 100 charge. And it's going to be a lot harder to get back without the Junkrat keeping him boosted. But
There will be an ult advantage, though, for 3 Dance 1 Cup. They have the Valkyrie, they have the Deadeye, Valk obviously being the big one, especially in this close quarters fight. This is a really good spot to have the Valkyrie in. And we're still a few percent away from any of the ults coming up for ADNB.
ooh, Dano getting picked off early. But it's a trade.
Traded. Yeah, Heron finds the trade, and that's a maybe worth. Dano didn't have a chance, so they can probably afford to wait this one out, but it looks like 3 Dance 1 Cup are going to wait for the 6v6 instead, as Dan's just coming out of spawn to get enjoyed with his team, but Heron gets picked. Is he resable?
Actually a bit confusing. They're just playing pretty spread out right now, trying to get ultis, trying to get Josh with his Graviton, I suppose.
Yeah, they're buying a lot of time for this to turn into a big, explosive team fight, as now both teams approaching a lot of ults, but Heron once again picks them by before he can take to the skies, and that is going to be the sign for 3 Dance 1 Cup to start pushing this forward. He's got the main grab coming out, his combo pretty Hammer comes out of your back, with Maguda with a 3K on the Diva Valkyrie. They lost the mighty one, but it does not matter. A huge win for the Dabs.
Wow, they used everything there too, and they're gonna be pushed back to spawn. Dano almost killed, but they actually Spaguter walking a little bit too far forward. He gets demeched, and they lose Senpai.
Fortunately for him, Spaguter loses his life too, so we can get the mech back. But a big pick on the Cruise Master.
He will get res.
I'll get that. I guess that was an obvious res there. Good out of Zeticus.
It's slapped.
So it looks like all dabs no blabs, giving up some ground, waiting for the spawns who have just now rejoined the team as we're heading into what could be the last team fight of this round. Your bench dive. Oops, Cruz off the cart. Look looking for something more, but Freaky trying to zone on the side gets picked himself. It's a Mighty Wolf gets picked up from the
Justice reigns
It's a
from
4-6. Senpai trying to pass it, but it's only a 1-1. This could be your fight for 3 1 cup to take the win. Taco is down, that's no kills. The Mighty Wolf is just spawning.
Der Kampf ist noch nicht vorbei.
Can they finish off the dabs? The card is still not started. There is a chance for a reset here.
It's
Freaky looking for it on the side. He gets picked.
Destination.
Pretty easy to pick off.
Sterben nicht.
With the stall that they're going to be pushing onto Zedekis' valve. You're going to be very difficult here, and your Pendrai has to stop moving to drop the hammer. That gives the completed push over to 3-1 cup.
Yeah, I've got to give a huge shout out to Dano, just playing really far back, getting the discords on people when that Pharaoh ulted. He was immediately looking at him and getting him, giving the discord so Josh can pin him down. And overall, just it was good, but at the same time, they're 2 minutes down. They're gonna have to look somehow to stop the offense from the dabs.
Yeah, that's one thing that worries me. When we're making the Jeff from the Overwatch team comparisons, there were a lot of games last season where Jeff from the Overwatch team did well enough on offense. It's just they were an open wound every single time they had to play defense, bleeding out at light speed, and they're going to have to find something different here. They're going to have a chance to, first of all, repeat on offense, so they've got time to lose maybe 2 team fights before it's over.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to look into them getting some overtime push, though. I don't think they can get all the way to 0.3, just based on that 1 minute.
Yeah, but while they're running the same thing, all dabs, no blab, coming out here with a new composition. They think they are more equipped to handle what they just lost to. So they've got Senpai on the Widowmaker, going to be the big one. He is on Heron duty. And just really a different composition all across the table here for ADNB. So we'll see what they can do.
Enemy seen.
Senpai start this one off pretty far forward.
Maybe getting a little bit picked out again.
Whoa! Heron wins the duel! That's huge! Senpai, both times on defense, starts way too aggressively and immediately puts his team at disadvantage. Creepy is putting some free damage out on this backline, but can he turn that into serious pressure? It's been rough so far. And now he is dropping down, but he's lost one of his tanks as well. He's lost his life as well. They do res the Aristocrats. Double man advantage in favor of the offense until they lose Heron.
30 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and in the end, Dirty Den manages to kill his counterpart in Creepy, and who would have guessed that?
Yeah, they're trying really hard to hold this high ground. They want to buy time for their spawns, but they have to contest this card eventually. Their Pendra's now just dropping down. Freaky has made it back from spawn, but he's already popping a lot of defenses, and he has lost his life yet again. They want to hold this point, but they've lost their mercy yet again. This is looking good for the offense as they're up 2, and they have capped the point.
Yep, they can't get off of it, though. They are in overtime, and looks like the defense is just trying to stagger some people out.
Yeah,
but they're
I mean, have to reset the old-fashioned way by dying, but a good start here for 3-1 cup. They have big ults available, 4 already charged. Heron only a handful of percent away, and they're not as there are ults on the other side, but not as many.
Yeah, we're gonna have to watch Senpai activate that. He immediately gets Heron.
Yeah, that's a huge start. I think that we're gonna see all dabs, no blab jump in right here while they have the chance.
The res is down.
Here we go, Valkyrie push. That's a second pick. That's both
They need to use their
down.
ults.
They do get a res off. They're playing safe on Transcendence. Can they pop anything into this grab? A good shield coming out as Spagooter pops up. Something gets on the edge, but he's still off both of them. Yes. And now here we go. The combos are coming out of 3-1 cup. They found a bunch of the picks, and the card is moving yet again. It's just a baby D-Buff. Each staggered, the last man down. And 3-1 cup keep their overtime hopes alive.
Senpai pushing forwards again. He's just gonna die. He does pick off Heron. Let's see if he can get out.
I don't know if that was worth it. It's
Oh,
too early to say.
he's dead.
He's now lost his life.
Yeah, I don't think that was a good plan at all.
No, because this is overtime, so this is a situation where you could contest right here at the points, and it's not as big of a disadvantage as it normally is. But 3-1 cup, they've pushed 2 with only a minute 11 to start with. Can they get the third? This traditionally very difficult third point to push on Route 66. There's only one ult available, and it's only a Deadeye for the offense, not the backbreaker you would want in this situation, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah, we'll have to watch Josh Denko's ult charge as he's the closest on his team. And we'll have to see how they can do with this limited, very limited pressure.
Yeah, these teams are facing off. They are ready to fight here, but Freefy has been picked early. 3 dance, 1 cup. They are so clutch here on the offense. They do lose Heron to a nice Senpai shot. But Senpai, no, Senpai gets setting his down. They lost the mech, but that is absolutely a win for the defense. And now both of these Rhyme shields are low. These guys are making the push forward. The cart is still moving. The Senpai is trying to find shots. Scooter wins the Rhyme duel. And now this finally might be the win for the defense. Scooter drops the hammer, and I think that's it. This heroic push on the offense finally coming to an end. Zedek is trying to get a res, but of course he cannot.
No one can hide.
The push finally ends, but it was a heroic one out of 3 dance, 1 cup.
Yeah, I was so impressed by Dirty Dan. He shut down Freefy on the Tracer, forced him to swap off to a McCree of his own, and really just that if you can have this player who, how expensive was he? He was a free player shutting down Freefy. That's huge. And he needs to do that on this defense for them to win. I mean, 3 minutes 33 is still a good amount of time, but it looks a lot better when you can get in there.
Yeah, it absolutely did. And maybe Dirty Dan could be this wild card, the free player, as we were saying.
The free player, man.
You know, he's level 351. That's as of the sign up. Can I see what he is right now? Oh yeah, I can. I can hit the peaky. Level 353. He's gained 2 levels since he signed up, folks. This guy's grinding.
Guys playing, I think he's just really a quick play player, but
and there are
quick play players are surprising.
Yeah, there can be very good players that just don't like playing competitive for one reason or another. And with 300 something levels, you know, you're taking a decent chance that this guy knows how to play. And so far, he's stepping up.
Yeah, and that suddenly makes this team so much better. 3D1C is very happy about this pick, I'm sure.
Yeah, and it's looking like that 3 dance 1 cup has found some communication as the game went on. We'll see though, defense, they were a wet paper towel the first time. They, I mean, honestly, a dry paper towel might be enough to get this win here, so we'll see how this goes. There's some new picks coming through. We got the hard dive coming out of the offense. That means not much to challenge here. No, sorry, they have swapped, they have Senpai on the whatever. They do have something to challenge here, who is being forced out of this fight early. And there we go, Dirty Dan gets picked one. Ooh, teams trade as here we go. The dive coming forward, your pen dry jumping up as they do get a res onto Freefy. This is slight advantage for the Dabs as they're pushing forward. Now they do lose their wits, and that's a lot of beef taken off the menu. Oh, that's a big pick. Zedekis gets sniped. Maybe the most important pick you can make, but it's still 3 dance 1 cup holding on this card.
Yeah, Senpai really close. Josh is just trying to throw those right clicks in and add 100 energy, but be alive for now.
Now finally we see the cart moving again. They're just missing the Mighty Wolf. Or sorry, just missing Freefy, who is nearly in as they are taking control of Big Earls. Heron looking for the aggressive pushing, but he gets sniped. Senpai is starting to come online here. Is Freefy playing very aggressively with his Winston. They are just causing chaos here. The Cruise Master gets killed as he drops the ult. That is such a costly play out of Cruise. Looking for the home run, he doesn't get it, and that is nearly the point. Only 2 meters to go. Zenyatta's are traded, but that's no
Watch the grab
for the offense.
Looking for a huge one, but it's only 2 people. Can he actually manage it? And Senpai hasn't been contested at all.
Yeah, now Josh down, Dirty Dan down, and that is a point here. They are just over a third of the way to where they need to be. As 3 dance 1 cup are falling back, but we have the Winston trying to capitalize here on maybe a split situation. Senpai in the chaos finds Heron for the 100th time this round. It feels like.
Yeah, they're trying to find Dano.
Yeah, your Pentra and Freefy are doing such a good job. They have pushed 3 dance 1 cup all the way back, and they just the bomb is coming through. It finds 2. Smagooter with a big ult. This is going to create so much space for the offense. Both of these res off. They are both bounced up into the air, but this cart is still moving. Zen doing his duty in the backline. His Heron still, though, finds 2. This is good for the defense, but the cart is still moving.
Yeah, and they don't have any bodies to throw onto it. Senpai ready to snipe the fair out of the air. Josh only getting here now. We're gonna have to look at the ultis, so Wolf is the only one with ulti on his team. On that Zenyatta.
Now the cart is finally being contested. There are a lot of bodies on this, as most of these teams got their respawns here. Just the McCree running up, but Dano on the Lucio going down early. With a nice reflect of something, and now he's down as well. This is looking like a lost fight for the defense. I think they need to just reset and go for the final fight here. Everyone needs to just die on this cart. But Heron is in no man's land right now. He's gonna go for kind of a late reset.
Yeah, he just needs to die right now. They don't have that much time.
He needs to just jump the cart. But there we go. The reset does come through. But this is an overtime push. 1 fight to go. As we do see Dano swapping off that Lucio onto Zenyatta. There will be some ults available, but this is definitely more of them for the offense here. Can they go big? Those 2 support ults, the big ones to me. But Freefy will be close. Once this fight breaks out, he should have it, and there will be no defensive ult to counter. Dano has swapped over to a Brigitte, which should be a good pick here, but in the face of this massive ult disadvantage, it's going to be a tall...
Look for the Reinhardt shatter. There's no bubble. You gotta look for it now.
There we go. Cruz finds him. He finds up the big one, and there we go. He goes down as he is popping his ult. Transcendence coming out on the offense, but they're still losing bodies in this split fight. Cruz's shatter was so big there.
Heroes never die. Fire at will.
We see, can they down into the high? They find one, but 3 Dans 1 Cup is finding the shot, but not many members of the Daddy Dabs. All Daddy Dabs here, they've lost their mercy and they haven't been able to get onto the cart. That's it. 3 Dans 1 Cup. After an awful start, they have taken it back. They have won Route 66.
Wow, what great just pressure from them. When the ultis came around, they came clutch.
Yeah, they sure did. And play of the game's gonna be spectacular. There were so many big ults here, but one of the Giants' team fight ending Diva bombs to come through on the offense, or sorry, on the defense. And man, we're gonna have more of a series than we were planning for.
Man, this really makes it exciting. I think that Dirty Den's been showing up as a really good secondary DPS for Heron. If Heron can play like he did the first half of the map, this should be very exciting. I think he did get caught out a little bit by Senpai's Widow, but we're gonna have to look at the match between Senpai and Heron and who will get the better.
Yeah, that really feels like the duel to watch as this series goes on. And the crazy thing is, we just watched that entire insane first map between these 2 teams. We didn't even talk about Josh Danko almost at all. He's still, he's there. He's putting out his pressure every single team fight. Just imagine what happens when he does have one of his gigantic games.
Yeah, his Zarya was maybe a little bit quiet, but he was definitely doing his job. He got ultis eased together. He got them quick. And that's the most important thing. They really like this right
with Josh Danko, even when he's not getting, the backbreaker Graviton surges, he plays so well between the ults that it's hard to catch on camera because there's so much action, but he is always putting out big damage. He's getting huge barriers on himself and on teammates. His average energy is usually just through the fucking roof.
We are gonna have a quick break as 3D1C taking a quick bathroom
Thank
break.
Goodness.
I think
I have to catch my breath after that first map.
that was wow. That was so close. I mean, ADNB had a much better offensive push, but 3D1C just came out more clutch. It's gotta be it's definitely gotta be looking at if they can combine their ultis together like they've been doing on that first map for this Blizzard world.
Yeah, I'm super happy for this team. Obviously, they're taking it fairly personally. A lot of people were voicing their concerns about this roster, and I'm super happy to be wrong. Obviously, there's some guys I really like on that team, and some guys I think are phenomenal Overwatch players, and it's nice to see all of the teams be competitive. So, I hope that we see more of these good games. But we are heading on to Blizzard World, a map we have only seen for 1 week in the BOLs. This was added just at the end of the last season.
Yeah.
And
Plenty of weird strategies.
Yeah, I really like this map.
Yeah, it definitely brings ingenuity, and I don't expect too much. I think that the red side of Dabs, who are on offense, will probably stick to some kind of Hanzo Widowmaker Senpai being on fire, but they could do whatever they want. I mean, I'm expecting the Ryan Zarya, Josh, his most comfortable character, and pairing back to the Hanzo maybe. Hanzo and Pharah definitely look like his picks for this one.
Yeah, and obviously they both combo really well with the Zarya. Also both combo well with the Ryan Shatter. So looking like it's going to be Hanzo coming through, which maybe going to work a bit better. He's feeling a lot of pressure from Senpai as that first round went on. So we've got a mostly traditional comp coming out here. Just the McCree that's really not, you know, super cookie cutter.
Yeah,
Obviously,
I think it's
wouldn't expect
just
6
comfort.
cookie cutter picks. Yeah, and it makes sense because they're playing against a lot of dive.
Yeah. Traditionally with that flashbang, able to stop it really fast, and if Senpai runs his Tracer, it's gonna be a lot harder for him.
Yeah, it will look good if he's able to do much in that duel, as they're letting Freefy hop over to the sniper. We're seeing a bit of a mixed goals composition coming through from all Dabs, no blab, but I think it works pretty well for this first points. But we'll see what they're able to do. 3 Dans, 1 Cup, gonna hold the high ground. This is gonna be pretty hard to break through Cruisemaster's shield here.
This Winston Zarya, it's basically the Winston jumps in, the Zarya bubbles him, then he puts a bubble down. He can survive for a while.
Oh, but Freefy has pulled 3 people off of this high ground immediately, and it looks like 3 Dans, 1 Cup, they just want to give it up. They want to fight the point instead.
Yeah. The bubble is down for your pen dry, so he's a little bit less safe when he goes in. Gonna have to watch how he does that. As Heron kind of is dueling the Tracer on the side.
Yeah, but Josh and Heron do put some good damage out. They're kind of flanking around here as all Dabs, no blab. We're looking kind of stuck, but they do get the trade. It's a 5 versus 5, breaking out towards the point as Senpai is putting out good pressure. Cruisemaster feeling the pain here.
Yeah, really gotta watch these Hanzos with when they have those storm arrows up. The dragon's already out.
Yeah, big dragon, but most of it's gonna be eaten. Josh Danko survives with just a sliver of health as he wins the side duel, but Zenekas gets caught. That's gonna be a big pick, is now wearing down as well. This could be the chance to push, but Senpai does get picked. All Dabs no blab though, they look content to keep fighting this. They do get Cruisemaster. This is a 3 versus 3 on the point, I think. I don't think there's a way out for these healers. They're gonna just be staying.
Yeah, pretty poor for them, because this just allows the defense to get reset up, get their players back, and it's gonna be hard with the Mighty Wolf on the Zenyatta dead.
Yeah, I've noticed this is something that happens on Blizzard World First Point a lot, that teams overestimate how quickly they'll get back, or underestimate how quickly the opposing team will get back, and you see a lot of teams kind of contest past the point of it being.
Get in there.
Oh, I really like what Dana did. He was out there readying to right click, looking for the Tracer, and sometimes you can get that and insta staggered. Zenyatta does so much damage.
Here we go, Trigger being pulled from the tanks of all Dabs, no blab. As this Winston just loves going airborne over and over. He is taking a lot of damage. They do force a Transcendence out though. That's a big ult unavailable. As Faguder and Freefy are closing in on the round combo. But Josh is also countered by the Mighty Wolf. You can no longer damage boost that dragon, so they do not find anything. Instead, they find themselves losing their lives, as it is a team kill for anything. All Dabs, no blab are going to take point 1.
What's so poor about this? They didn't even have to use their big combo. With Dana not having the Zenyatta ulti, they're gonna get a free Zarya grab. The only thing really countering it would be them having to split up, but their team comp is not set up for that.
He was pushing very aggressively, but it shouldn't matter. I don't think that 3 Dans, 1 Cup are going to contest the gate here, so Tracer will be back. They are pushing their way forward, but I don't think all the way to the gate, so we're going to see kind of this first corner hold that's pretty normal on point 2 here. Oh, they do find a nice pick onto Freefy though.
Yeah, Zenyatta a little bit of a flank, and Freefy cannot combo with Spagooter here. I think 3D1C has to push on this.
Absolutely, as they're now getting their own ults available, this will give them a chance to hold the gates if they go aggro. They're looking for it, but they have to take out your Pendrive shield. Although Taco has gone down in the back line. This is so huge. They're now buying Dano. He's timed. He is 95% and counting. But oh, Heron gets sniped. Senpai is not there. Now running double snipers from the dance.
Oh! A double left click to your Pendrive's head, and Dano has the torch.
And look at that. It came through. Dano has the trans, uses it, eats a lot of ults, and now Heron gets slapped while he's trying to push this one aggressively. Still, though, a nice win from 3Dan's 1 Cup as they are holding this nice and deep in the gate.
Don't move. Yep, Senpai tries to go for a flank way behind the team, but only to get killed by Dano on the Zenyatta, giving a little bit more ult charge. This is really huge now because they only use the Zarya grab and the trends for that fight, and they're just stalling it. The Mighty Wolf is going to want to lead in with this ult, but if they get staggered, then what's it going to matter?
That's not right. Josh Danko doing the dirty. His shield's going down. It looks like that despite the man disadvantage, that the Dabs do want to fight this one. But Hammer comes out of Cruz. It was so big. He hit everyone. They were going each other up, but they're going to pop him anyways. Why not get the team kill? Senpai is so far back looking for a snipe, but this fight is unwinnable.
Yeah, a poor ulti probably from Heron, but maybe it won't matter. We'll have to see. Cruise Master, what he did right there is one of the greatest things Reinhardt can do. As soon as your Pendrive tried to ready up the Fire Strike, he can't put his shield back up. You can't like reset that, so that's why he ulted right there. That was huge, getting everyone down.
Been playing so much better in this match than I expected him to. I had a lot of concerns about his level of play. He's really been stepping up so far tonight. All that
Heroes never die.
They have a lot of ults. The Dragon comes out behind him. It's not too much, but Free does find the damage on the Heron. So this is a man advantage with all of the ults almost converged by the Dabs. And now here comes some counter ults. They have lost Dano as well. They've lost Dragon as well. They weren't able to capitalize on the grab. Cruz gets a huge hammer, but there's no damage to follow up on it. It didn't matter. All Dabs don't blab. It was looking bad, but they take the team fight.
Yeah, they're going to have to look to reset up for this last team fight. There's only 50 seconds remaining for the offense. They could win this fight. They can come back. They do have the Deadeye. I don't think I've even seen Dirty Dan use his Deadeye often, but it's still there. The offense doesn't have ults.
For those of you that haven't played in a while, this point 2 has been moved back to be a little more offense-sided, so it's almost captured. Somebody has to touch, and oh, this is a disaster for 3Dan's 1 Cup, because now they are fighting right next to the offense spawn.
And they just need to get out of there. They have to regroup. I don't
There's no
think
way to get out. They have to die. This is a big mistake, and this can happen on Blizzard World here on point 2, as they are being forced out, but they're backing up, slowly losing their lives here. This really does get demexed. And actually, 3Dan's 1 Cup made it out with more pieces alive than I thought they would.
Give me your best shot.
Spagooter does change off of that Zarya to the Diva, and that just means Dano can be a little bit more free with it.
He gets picked right as he finds the reback. Heron wants to find something with this ult, but he goes down. Easy Widow shots. Still though, this shouldn't matter as Zed gets the res. The tanks have reestablished and the cards come to a stop. A minute 10 remaining for the offense.
Yeah. And this is probably, I have to say, from Jeff from the Overwatch team, from last season, Dano has not switched off of his role, and I'm so happy that they've actually just stayed consistent with it. Why should they? They've been playing well.
Absolutely. Now here we go. Widow's like coming through. There are a lot of ults. Is dropping everything right above this card. A bunch of players from both teams are going down. Is this looking like team fight Act 2 about to break out? There are still some ults available for 3Dan's 1 Cup here. As Zedekiss is popping the Valkyrie, keeping his team alive, but the Dabs are moving this cart. Josh Danko playing team is down. Zedekiss has been sniped. This cart still moving despite the goal being committed, but there we go! Cruise Master out of spawn.
Oh!
Ryan drops the hammer. And the cart is not moving anymore. 3Dan's 1 Cup have stopped the payload, and there's only 10 seconds remaining. There's not time for the Dabs to get back.
Only 5 seconds. This should be over. Dano, they have 3 ultis just in case, and that's it.
That is a huge round-ending play from Cruise Master there, and 3Dan's 1 Cup They have figured out defense. After all our fears from the first round of Route 66, this is a much better team than we were anticipating.
Yeah, they played extremely well. Maybe a couple faults, but this is still the BOL. Of course people aren't going to be perfect. This is week 1, and they're looking strong. I mean, Dirty Dan playing well. Like, Heron maybe getting picked up a little bit, but
he's cooled off a bit,
Senpai
but
and Freefy talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. He's cooled off a bit from that just bonkers start of Route 66, but he's still playing well. And I guess just this 3-Dans-1 Cup roster, up and down, we didn't realize how bad the worst half of their roster was last split, and that how gigantic of improvements players like Zed and Cruz and Dirty Dan would be.
Yep, and able to keep the players, like I said before, on their best heroes, with Josh on that Zarya, Dano playing what he does best. He played a little bit of Ana, now the Zenyatta. This is going great for them.
Absolutely.
And I'd be worried if I was on the Dabs.
Yeah, fortunately the Dabs seem to have a lot of strategic diversity, so they're going to be swapping things up on this defense. Freefy over to the Doomfist, who is... Folks, this is no longer a meme. Doomfist is here, and he's going to fist you.
Yeah, a little bit worrying. Honestly, something I want to say, though, about the Dabs. Freefy and Senpai felt so free last season just to play whatever comp they wanted. They might not be able to do that with this team. They haven't shown huge... specifically the dive they were in wasn't that great, I would say. And I don't think they can be as diverse as they were. Just running whatever.
Yeah, so meanwhile, 3D1C gonna do more of the same here. They felt good with the Zarya and the Rhine. They have the combos. They even have the McCree. And they are not going to be going up against counter snipers this time. Oh, Freefy! He's behind you! He's going to fist you! Dano, look out!
Goodbye.
Great play out of Freefy!
He is going to get res though, and Freefy's kind of stuck out of water.
Ooh,
Aaron, nice shot.
Maybe Freefy was playing that Super Speed. Now this is a man advantage for the Dans and the Coffee. They've pushed their way on to this point. They've taken out the takeoff. There is no big shield available. And in the S1 Cup, they either need to get out of the contest. They've given up a tick, but now they are going for the contest. They do get a nice late from Senpai. He's up on the flank. Can this Dragon do something? Dirty Dan's gonna mock them up. Freefy comes behind, but he's gonna have to just die. There's gonna be some very late resets coming through for the Dabs.
Like, just mercy. It's over. This team fight's over. Freefy, I mean, it was a great pick, but he couldn't get out. The rest of his team needed to be up there and be able to help him out. I don't know why Spagooter wasn't able to give him a bubble or anything, but he's just dead in water after using all of his abilities. And now he swaps off to the Hanzo, resets his full ult charge.
Rough stuff. As now 3-Dans-1 Cup out. They've made it through the gate. The first big choke here on 3-2. They had lost drop taker though. That's the sign. Both the tanks are down.
Gotta run.
3-Dans-1 Cup. Your Pendry dropping a nice hammer. There's nothing to counter that.
Maybe a little bit excessive. Without your tanks, you're not gonna lose that fight, but they wanted to secure the full kills.
Yeah, only one ult's committed at least. As this could be a very explosive next fight. There's almost 6 ults available here for 3-Dans-1 Cup. But there are also some big ults available for ADNB. We'll see what they can do to get through this choke.
Senpai trying to be on the flank, he tried to right-click Heron instead of going for the, maybe not easier, but right-click getting picked though.
Yeah, big fire strike, and now your Pendry charging forward. He's taking out both the tanks yet again. They take out Dano for good measure, and that's going to give them the chance to kind of force a 12 ult fight here as we are coming close. The only ult not immediately available is your Pendry.
But Heron might get staggered.
Oof.
The payload stopped.
Very aggressive positioning from him. He didn't know where to go.
Yeah, but this is very aggressive positioning from your Pendry. He's looking for the fire strike as he wants that ult charge. This is... I'm going to do my best, guys, but the 12 ult fight is going to be utter madness as a caster. But it's also utter madness as players. You just have to have the ball. Here we go. Lucio ult coming through. Is
All of the Qs were spent. but
Wow.
except for the
They
Reinhardts.
actually spent 10 ults in that fight.
Wow.
That was
Yeah.
somehow anticlimactic, which I guess speaks to his Zarya composition.
Something you have to say though, the difference that made that fight was Dano's Transcendence versus Taco's O's beat. And
Yeah,
the beat can't do that.
No, there were big ults to the beat, but it is still not a counter dragon capable ultimate. Really a counter graviton capable ultimate is Josh.
Josh? I think he must have right-clicked the ground. Almost getting behind the...
That's very unlucky. Now this is opening the gates. This is all dabs, no blabber. Charge this one forward. They're up 2 right now. About to make that more. Dirty
Yeah.
Dan, the last to get staggered.
Aaron's stuck on a bush, and he's dead too.
Alright, so that just gave everyone a chance to build some ult charge. Cruz didn't commit his. Your Pendry committing the only ult his team had available, as across the board, we're still pretty far from most of these ults. Heron about to have a second for his team, so maybe he'll shoot that early. Maybe he'll wait for Josh.
The man to watch is definitely Cruise Master though. He's had some huge ulties before. Let's see if he can get
Yeah, he gets a
find one.
nice fire strike there. As
Let's lose his shield.
Dildo feeling good for 3D1 CS. Here we go, flank ult coming
But the
through
Rhino
from
right
Aaron.
Готовности. Готовности.
The strange team fight, like the dragon finds people from the back, and the grab finds people from the front, and 3 Dans 1 cup. They're gonna res the only person they lost. This push is very alive. As Cruz and Heron are pushing in case anyone close spawns, and this is a very scary place to be. If you close spawn, you are almost guaranteed to lose the fight.
You can't go up there. You have to go out the back way. And I think they realize that now. They'll be fine, but it's worrying.
Fortunately, in time, is a lot of my quick play teams do not realize that. But this is the Baddie League. One step up from quick play.
Yep. Gotta watch. The 2 support ults are up for the defense. Only Dano's on the offense.
Yeah, really, this is maybe 3D1C only has to win one more fight as 3D Papa the Dragon split the uprights a bit. As now Senpai wants to find something with his Deadeye, but these ults are kind of feeling like they're not accomplishing much. And there we go, Cruz with the counter. Dano though, he is there, and now your Pendry is deep in no man's land, taking damage, losing his life. Heron does go down in the process, but that's talking down as well. That's Laguna down as well. This is looking good for the offense.
They do spend some ultis there, but the offense spent even more. They won't have that. I was gonna say that Dano using his ult before Spagooter might be bad for them, but without the Free Fees Dragon Strike, they might be worried.
Yeah, this card does not have to go much further. The next fight they lose, or if they even step off of this card, is going to be a pretty good one. Heron tossing out their dragon is going to zone things, so they have a big man advantage fight here. Can they find anything? It's now looking like it is. They've lost 30 Dan, but they have 20% back, and now the counter dragon coming through. But this is not coming anything. Josh Danko's able to shield it, gets a big charge there. Can 3 Dans 1 cup start turning fight around? They picked out Scooter.
Watch your Pendry's hammer. They both have the hammer.
Barriers on.
Ooh, they break the shield. That
The
bridge
shield
is
burst.
broken.
It's going to be Cruz. Dropping the hammer. He finds 2 and 1 of them is the support. Down to 2. He finds 2. One of them is the support, but there's no one here to contest
over.
the cart. And 3 Dans 1 cup, defying everyone's expectations. They are up 2-0 in this match.
Oh my gosh, they're just playing so well. And I'm really excited to see this play of the game. It will be Heron on the Hanzo. I'm guessing it will be the grab combo. Oh,
Yeah, this is him
actually
coming off the flank, actually. No grab necessary. He's going to take out Taco nice and early, immediately flip. No, the grab had already been shot. It did the work behind his back there. Fantastic play out of him and his whole team, who have to be feeling just so good to be defying all of these expectations, on the draft, on the Discord, on the pre-show. They're saying, hey, Swift, fuck you. You were wrong. And they're right. I was very wrong, and I'm so happy about that.
this meta right now that doesn't completely revolve. There's definitely a lot of different strategies you can use, but this Zarya, Reinhardt, Hanzo meta, it's working out so well for them. Dirty Dan just playing the McCree, it's something he's comfortable on, and it's just it all just comes together really well. I think Dan, their whole team's really showing up. Zed's been a little bit more quiet on the Mercy, I guess, but that's what Mercy's supposed to do. He's been getting the reses that are needed, and It's really good to see.
Yeah, it absolutely is. So we'll see what ADNB can have up their sleeve as we head on to Oasis here. Sometimes King of the Hill is the map most suited to your superstars popping off. So maybe Freefi and Senpai will be able to find something bigger on this map.
Something we can look at is that Pharah matchup. Is Oasis generally known as a Pharah map? I'm curious to see if Heron will even run it or just stick to that Hanzo. They both been working out pretty well for him. So we'll see. Senpai has played a little bit of Pharah, but he might be worried after how the first two maps have gone and just try to stick to something they're comfortable on. Looks like we are ready.
Alright, so here we go. Oasis. Remember, guys, the format of this league is that match wins don't matter. Maybe for tiebreakers, but the general thing that matters is map wins. So think of it out of 30 maps, not out of 10 matches. So all dabs, no blab has all the incentive to still go for this win here, as every point counts as this season goes on.
Yeah.
As getting a pause, I think 30's just finally testing that pause key that we had never tested, that we said we were going to test on the first map. I had caught that partway through Route 66, but at that point it wasn't really worth thinking about. But fortunately, we have the hot bind, guys. Pause, break, pauses the game.
And we're gonna have to see how the dabs bounce back. What would they play? This is University, I believe.
No.
It's Gardens, say?
Yeah, Gardens, I believe.
Okay.
30 was 30 told us, but he was very
30's
quiet. So I think it was Gardens, because that's what you said.
Yeah, for sure it's Gardens. Definitely, I think this is the best Pharah map out of the three of them, with all the high ground not really being that great. There's a lot of like little places for her to slip into. And
yeah, I would really like to see Heron back on that Pharah. I understand the PTSD that Widowmakers can give you, but there's just not a lot of good Widow spots on these maps. Yes, there it is!
He will give it to us. We get to see it.
Standardized dive coming out of the dabs.
No.
Aww. Versus Zedekis busting out the Brigida. I think the first we've seen of her tonight, other than a little bit of Dan, I guess.
Yeah. Just generally just them thinking that maybe they'll run dive, and they were right. I like the pick.
Yeah, absolutely. But the dive is pressuring forward. They got here first with the Lucio. Can they get onto the back line? As both of these boards are a lot of pressure. There we go. The Mighty Wolf is down early. This is looking good for the dabs so far. But now they're sorry, this is looking good for the other team. 3D1C.
And
When can you miss it? Get a bunch of the kills, and they have flipped this point to start.
And they're really happy with this main healing Ana for Dano. Ana becoming a lot more prevalent after her ulti got a slight buff, giving healing.
Yeah, this is a really rough situation to be the Ana player, so well done out of Dan in that first fight, because he's up against straight dive who want to jump the Ana. Now, they have gotten the dive off this time. They picked off Heron early. There is no resi. They've got the dive. They've got Dano. That's no heals. I think that means this point is about to flip. Oh, Cruise Master dies on the charge, and it's just the formality here for Josh Danko to get reset.
Lucio, you see with the triple kill, but we'll have to. It's switch sort of Spagooter swapping to the Roadhog. I think it's not really a comp switch, it's more just something he's comfortable on. I know he is... I can't speak much because they're still fighting.
Yeah, a DPS trade up in the deep lands as Zedekis did swap off that Brigida. He's going to be playing Lucio instead. So that's along with Spagooter, who swapped over to Roadhog before the last fight, our only swaps to start this map off as we are approaching alt territory. Expect a big fight here. Both teams should be ready to win. As here we go, a hammer gets dropped that finds a few, and they've already killed two. Heron putting out the damage from up here. Senpai counter, and he's already taken out Dano. He's slicing, he's dicing, but he's not slicing strong enough as he only finds one. 2-1 cup are going to hold out in this fight. They just have to finish off the last two kills. Here we go. Flipping the point. Crashing the party.
I have to say, neither supportal came for ADNB. I don't know if it was just not fast enough, or they didn't get it fast enough, but something you gotta mention, the Doomfist. It's coming back out. It's not great to Pharah or McCree, so I think this is just kind of
Огонь по готовности!
Well, they're trying to get on the rise, but this team is getting the grab. Once again, we see them trying to counter this with the Lucio ult, but the Lucio ult doesn't beat it, and now Cruz with the follow-up is going to be a
Systems
disaster
at max.
for the Dabs.
They only used three ultis in that. The grab, both tank ults, and the McCree. And honestly, Dano's ease on the Zarya grabs have made this crazy. It makes it so Taka can't ulti through it. And this very low healing team comp is
Yeah,
struggling.
that's a big point to bring out that a lot of people forget is that with Ana coming back into prevalence here, she's another counter to Transcendence. You know, the easiest one, really. You just chuck that grenade into the grab. Now, you know, your Pentagon pushing up is a little ahead of the team, gets caught. It's only one here. Is that maybe get a little primo with that ult, but they want to take this win here. It's actually, they can win the game outright, so it's probably worth popping ults. Senpai and Freaky are both down, and I just don't see a way for the Dabs to reset this one. So Ruby's giving out at this point the challenge. They do have the Transcendence to buy some big time here, but they lost the Gooner before it went off. The DPS aren't making their way here, and they find some hero plays. Freaky dies on the sentry. That's not the hero play they needed. So we do have a Nano Pharah up in the sky. Down pressure, here we go. Shot in the ground, and that's gonna do it. Guardians are going the way of 3-1 cup.
Draw.
Got really well played out of them. They lost the point once, but not for long. Only 46%. They came back strong, and they're looking to take this map to a clean 2-0.
Yeah, a very back and forth start, but once 3D1C stabilized, it was stable. But it's a drastically different map coming out here as we head on to University. I think this is University. I think the last one's Library.
Yes, I believe so. No, this is.
Sorry,
okay,
this is City Center.
This is City
There
Center.
is no library.
I only knew. I only remembered two of the map names.
One.
We see it.
Round
It's happened!
two.
It's happened!
Capture.
Wait,
Our first
Josh
map in the
Danko.
Tokyo Awards. Josh Danko has been promising this, and I'm so excited to see this in a pre-made setting. It's looking at me some ball.
And he's bouncing on the bouncy. And look, it's
Both
another
of you guys now, but your pet life may get clutch, but no, Wrecking Ball always makes it out. Is now Josh Danko is going circles around the pillar.
This is going crazy. He bounced the other him and no! Here to go through. They're winning the fight right now. And Dirty Dan does get picked off by the Senpai. Cruz is gonna go down too, maybe? No. We'll survive.
Yeah, 3-1 cup coming off of some big Wrecking Ball.
Oh.
But it's looking like Blabs have a chance to reestablish. They have had some spawns. Their Wrecking Ball has now made it back as the Mighty Wolf is doing a good job of putting pressure in the middle of this fight, but this is still actually maybe a fight that's turning. All down to 11 O'Hare. Gets the 3K, and that's finally going to do it. 3-1 cup, take the first point, and now they're going to get some staggers on top.
Maybe as Josh Danko. He's a big hamster, and they do get stagger on Senpai. Look at all the ultis they have. Spaguda only managed to get 47%. He's really struggling to even touch Josh Danko on the Hammond.
Yeah,
And
a rough
Hammond-
start for him.
I want to talk about Hammond a little bit. Hammond as a pick, traditionally really good with. Oh, he almost got hit by the Tracer Bomb, but really good with if D.Va just like be a disruptor. But it's working well.
Yeah,
for
the
them
boss
right now.
Ruthie on the entry, they get some slam. Oh, welcome to the stage.
Watch the Josh Danko ulti.
Looking for it. He's created a huge zone of control. He's split this fight a bit. As your Pendrive has to go through now. Your Pendrive dropped one of his own. But we're seeing, your Pendrive finds two with the mind skill. It is such a zone. But this point is still ticking for 3D1C. They look like they're losing this fight, but they are not giving up yet. There we go. They find a pick onto Ana. Can they turn this fight back in their favor? They're getting some good damage here. Finding more, he finds the kill onto Freaky. I'm thinking 3D1C are actually going to hold onto the point.
Yeah, this whole time 3D1C are just getting
Огонь по
slowly getting point.
готовности! Justice reigns from above!
There we go. Some ults coming through. Not maybe. I think that was an absolute waste out of Spagooter unless he is going for a swap here. But even if it's a swap, they're going to be pushing into some big ults. 3Dans 1 Cup are one team fight away from a 3-0 victory. They're pushing forward a bit. Watch out, Cruisemaster just about to get the hammer, and there is nothing that can stop it, and Freaky is already down. Oh no, ADNB did not need that. That shot goes putting some great pressure on the front line. They did lose Heron off the blink though.
boosted Hammond!
What can the Danko do? He has a minefield ready to drop. And here we go,
Here it comes.
for it. A nice team combo, and there's the minefield. Tosses them up and tosses them straight to their graves. I think that's gonna do it. As there's just Freethy available trying to sprint down the point. He will not. Well, he will.
He will get on there.
Buys a little time, but there is no one else. And 3Dans 1 Cup come up huge with a 3-0 victory in Peak 1.
I'm just so glad we got to see Hammond, man. That was fun.
That was a blast. Look at him.
Play.
So happy.
Play of the game though, gonna be Cruisemaster. Another player who had a gigantic series. This Hammond to follow up. First of all, a ton of damage with the fire strike in that ult. And then as the Lucio shield is winding down, gets that 5-man slam, takes out everyone. And they never fell behind after that.
All 4 cards deservedly going to the 3Dans team. Well played by them.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's going to do it here for Game 2, guys. We'll be back in just a moment as we switch streamers and we switch teams. The bench life of Zach and Cody going up against Mad Cow Disease in our last match of the night. So make sure to stay tuned.
See you soon.